Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 65, Part 3. Man-manā bhava mad-bhaktaha, mad-yājī mam namaskuru, evaiṣyasi satyaṁ te, pratijāne priyo me. Arjuna, with unwavering devotion, focus your mind on me alone, always. With the same devotion, perform acts constituting my worship. Bow to me with the same devotion. You will come to me alone. This is truth. As you are exceedingly dear to me, I promise to you. In the previous session, we learned the first line of the sloka. Mad-bhakto man-manā bhava. You think of me with unwavering devotion. Focus your mind on me alone, always, with devotion, with love. Not like Maricha, not like Kamsa, not like Shishupala, because they also had an unwavering thought about me, but with no devotion, with no love. So this man-manā bhava is what referred in the scriptures by different terms like vedana, knowledge, upasana, worship, dhyana, meditation. And this is what bhakti yoga. Bhakti is loving meditation. The outcome of such unwavering devotion, focusing one's mind on Krishna alone, will lead a person to perform worship. That is mentioned in the next line, mad-yājī, meaning performing acts constituting worship of the Lord. That worship of the Lord must also be mad-bhakto mad-yājī. With abundant love for Krishna, one must perform services just to please him. When a person has love for Krishna, he doesn't stay idle. He wants to do something for Krishna, and he starts engaging in devotional service. It's like when we love someone, we always want to do something for that loved one, and we make sure whatever we do pleases that person whom we love. By doing so, both the parties get satisfied, the giver as well as the receiver. By receiving, the person feels happy that someone is loving them. By giving, the giver becomes happy and satisfied that someone accepted his love. And seeing that loved one is happy by his act. So the connecting factor between lover and loved is love. If there is no love, there will be no connection or any relation. Therefore, in our case, whatever we try to do for Krishna, we do it with love, and that love is called bhakti. And anything that we do to Krishna which doesn't have love, it is simply called karma, an activity. And this is what Krishna says here, that one must drive to this point to take up the devotional service, to worship the Lord to their best. Bhakti means performing devotional service. One cannot call oneself as bhakta, devotee, without devotional service. We worship the Lord in various ways by offering whatever the best that we can. But whatever that we give must be mixed with love. Even if it is just a glass of water, even if it is just a flower or a leaf or a fruit, when we offer it to Krishna, what Krishna looks is that main ingredient called love. And this is what Krishna also mentioned earlier. Patram, pushpam, phalam thoyam, yo me bhaktya prayachati, tadaham bhaktyupahritam asnami priyatātmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Even one of these is fine, not that he is demanding for a leaf, plus a flower, plus a fruit, plus a glass of water. Krishna is not looking for quantity. Quality is what is looking for, and that quality is bhakti. But at the same time, if one can also offer in quantity out of love, that is also accepted. We should always try to do the best, try to give the best to Krishna. If the best is not available for some reason, then the next possible better thing needs to be offered. If that is not available or not possible, the next possible better thing needs to be offered. If nothing is available, at least a glass of water can be offered. Krishna will surely accept it if it is given out of love. When we do our offering in the form of worship, it is important we do it out of love, not as duty. Duty may not have love, but one who has love will do their duty meticulously. For example, those who work at some place do their job very sincerely out of their duty, but not necessarily they are doing out of love. Though we may hear from some over-enthusiastic people that they love their job, the fact is that they love something else which comes along with the job, the benefits which makes them love their job. That's the truth. If the company doesn't pay them well, doesn't treat them well, will they continue to love their job? That's quite questionable, right? But when it comes to Krishna, a devotee loves Krishna not because he is providing them supplies. A devotee loves Krishna unconditionally. When Krishna takes care of me nicely, my worship is nice. When there are reversals in my life, my worship goes down. But this is not true bhakti. One of the Arvar has written a beautiful poem where he says that, my dear Lord, you're my doctor and I am your patient. Like how a patient loves his doctor, though the doctor cuts open his chest for surgery. Likewise, I love you irrespective of whatever happens in my life. Let's understand this one. I am lying on a bed in an operating theater where the doctor is ready holding the tools to cut open my chest to do the surgery. At that very time, doctor remembers ahimsa dharmaha. Non-violence is dharma. Therefore, I should not engage in violence act like cutting anyone. He drops the tools and walks away the operating theater. Watching this, I jump off the bed, run to the doctor, hand him over the tools, and fall at his feet and beg him to cut my chest. Now let's not get into our intellectual inquiries of how a person who's lying on a operation theater who's been given anesthesia can be aware of what's happening externally. Let's just grab the essence of this example. So the point here is, my love towards doctor remains same even though I know that he is going to cut my chest. Similarly, in my life, whatever I go through, the pains and sufferings are like surgeries done by the Supreme Doctor Krishna. If we have this vision, this realization, then we don't see Krishna as a fear, rather we'll see him out of love. So the love must be unconditional. Our worship must be unconditional and uninterrupted. I can do my chanting on weekends, I can do my worship on long weekends. I will visit the temple on some special occasions. All these are conditional based worship. Mad-bhakto, mad-yājī. Do your worship with love and devotion. It is important that every grahastha worship the Lord at their homes in some form. It could be a shaligrama, it could be in a deity form, but one must worship the Lord on a daily basis. Keep the deities as the center of focus in our life. Husband goes to work and earns money, and the wife wisely uses the money in buying necessary ingredients to make nice offerings to the Lord, and she also cooks palatable items and assists her husband in performing the worship of the deities. Their children does kirtan, recites slokas, stotras. The family together sit and relishes the pastimes of Krishna. They also invite devotees and offer them the prasadam. They spend good amount of their time in serving the temple and be generous in giving donations to the temple. All these are different forms of worship. When we do any of these things, it has to be out of love and devotion. When it comes to worship of the deities, one must be very careful to avoid certain things. While doing the deity service, one should not talk parallelly. One's focus should be completely in the worship. One must keep oneself very clean before starting the service and during the service period. Meaning, one should not touch things which are contaminated and come directly to do services. Cutting nails, cutting hairs requires shower before getting into deity services. One must wash their feet and hand before entering the altar or their puja room. One must never be without any cloth in front of the deities. When we are doing dhipa or dhupa arati, it should not be taken close to the face of the Lord. After bathing the deities, a dry cloth must be used to gently wipe the Lord. Basically, we should be in a mode of goodness. We should never be in mode of rajoguna, passion, rushing through things when it comes to deity worship. At the same time, it should not also be too slow. That means it goes into mode of ignorance, tamoguna. There are a lot more details about worshipping the deities, what to do, what not to do. So for those who are inclined, interested to know the details of it, we recommend that kindly discuss with those devotees who are worshipping the deities and take guidance from them. But in short, worship, especially the deity worship, is an important factor in one's devotional life. One should not think that as an overcommitment, time consuming, or think it may put restriction in our lifestyle. Those who have deities at homes will be more organized in their life, or the expectation is those who have deities at home must be organized and disciplined. Deity worship certainly elevates one's consciousness. It is the only and easiest way to develop love for Krishna. The Lord has descended in the deity form so that we can express our love and devotion to Him. And this is what said here in the sloka, mad-bhakto, mad-yājī. With love and devotion, perform worship unto me. In the next session, we will see the second half of the second line, namaskuru. mad-bhakto mam namaskuru. Pay your obeisances, bow to me with love and devotion. Namaste, Hare Krishna.
You.